Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel, and it is going to be the last live stream over here on the Blind Press YouTube channel. Now, don't panic. I'm not done making content. I'm just switching things up. So, the way it's going to go now is the streams, like the coffee streams and the Beat the Blind Girl streams, are all going to be on Twitch. I will be, excuse me. Whew, the tournament adrenaline is wearing off. Anyway, I will still be uploading videos here. I'm going to bring back Ranting from Behind Glass Eyes. I'm going to start uploading more movie reviews, doing more like of the travel vlogs, stuff like that. Because the whole point of the Blind Press YouTube channel was originally to be like an audio-visual magazine. And live streaming kind of takes away from that. And YouTube has made it quite clear that they are not going to monetize any new like news or reaction channels. So anybody that's like me, who, yes, we have 1,000 subscribers or more, but we don't quite have the watch hours for monetization. We could stream 24 hours a day and get our hours up, and they've made it clear that they're not going to monetize. So I'm going to go and stream on Twitch, where it's easier for people to subscribe with their Amazon Prime accounts or give bits. Twitch Studio Beta is 100% more accessible than YouTube Studio, not Beta. And I can use it all by myself and set up scenes and it's still in beta. So that's another point in Twitch's favor. It's just, there's just a lot of, so I'm just switching things around. So don't worry, I'm not going away. I'm not done making content. I'm just redeploying where the content goes. If that makes any sense. Spud gun, keeper dam. Yeah, it is too bad. So like all the people who are already monetized, like Ranting Monkey and Scribbles and all that, those guys, they're okay unless some asshole strikes them and they lose their monetization. But anybody like me who still hasn't been monetized yet, like there's no way. So monetizing on Twitch is a shit ton easier. It's easier for viewers to help, like to give bits and subscribe. It's all done within the app. You get a little bit more of the cut too from Twitch than you do from YouTube. Yeah, it's just I think a better place to stream. It is a better experience, yeah. I wish they hadn't fired Dale. I really do. But even having done that, they are still more accessible than YouTube, which is kind of sad. So that is why I am going to stream on Twitch and upload videos here. And I'll probably even end up uploading like clips of the streams here, like highlights and stuff like that. So, there's definitely still going to be content. Don't worry. So today I was busy for a good 5 hours. I was playing in the Cento Showdown. And I made it to round 3 of pools, which I was really, really proud of. I thought I was gonna get my ass kicked basically the first time. Because what happens to me is I play fine when there's no pressure, right? And then there's pressure and I choke big time. And so I spent a whole bunch of time this afternoon just practicing. But with Joker and with Nightwolf, I was putting the AI on brutal mode and just random character selecting for about 5 or 6 matches per character. Even if I lost all of them, I just wanted different matchups, different like reactions. Like I had to do that. And then I would do this sporadically, and then I would just like put the controller down, walk away, come back, do it again. And then first set I took 3-2, and that was on stream. And then the second set I played off stream, and I took that 3-0. And then I faced TJ, TJ the Blind Gamer, and I know a lot of you guys have seen me play against him, just in friendly matches. So, he was he kicked my ass. So, yeah, I'll try to stream on multiple levels. Hi, Spittle Buggies. Oh, thanks, Brandon. Yeah, so, but even losing the last set 3-0, I feel really good about how I did. And a year ago, there was no way I would have been able to play. Like, I wanted to be in the Cento Showdown last year, but they were on Xbox still. But I like thinking back to last year, I wasn't ready. No way. I would have been swept 3-0 first game or first match. And this year, I was really glad that it was on PlayStation, that I had a chance to compete, and that I got as close to top 8 as I did. Because the people that were playing are really good. Even the newer guys who have just come onto the scene in the past few months are really fucking good. And so for me to get where I did with as little practice time as I had, and part of that was my fault. I could have made more time. But the practice time I did have got me where I did, and I'm very happy with that. So yeah, that was what happened today, and I cannot wait to watch top 8 tomorrow. Top 8 tomorrow is going to be great. It's going to be very, very fun. So that was my day, and I am home all alone. I was alone. I was all by myself. No one was looking. I was thinking of you. Green Day throwback. So yeah, the youngest one is with my mom and Pink Hollow, and the oldest are gone away. So I am all alone and just hanging out. So I did grab a couple of news things. I am vulnerable, yes. Yeah. I'm vulnerable to Liu Kang's bicycle kick, and I'm also vulnerable to Terminator's everything. That's just, I'm vulnerable to Terminator's everything. That's just what I like to say. So yesterday, I was panicking because we have Roger's internet, and Roger's internet was out all across Canada. So I was like, oh God, please please fix it before today because I don't want to have to back out of the tournament because of fucking internet issues. So, yeah, that happened. And Rogers really dropped the ball on this. Like, the network went out, I think, at about 5 a.m. And the sorry. So the network went down at about 4 or 5 a.m. And Rogers didn't put out any announcements until I think it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. So the like townships, even the federal government, parts of the federal government, the CRTC, the Canadian Radio Telecom Communication Network, even they had phone issues. So this apparently, I've just found this story just before the stream. And well, I don't open this story on a device with Apple News. It may also be a noise. You're not gonna let me read, you asshole. So apparently the problem was because of a quote network maintenance update. So like what Pincolo said yesterday, somebody unplugged something. Like seriously, somebody accidentally unplugged something. That's literally what happened. The power of monopolies. Yep, and the shit of the all and we have these we have people up here going, oh, we need more telecom companies. No, we need more network infrastructure. We need more than 2 fucking networks for these telecom companies to use. That's the problem. Like in the States, you guys have what, like 5 or 6 specific, like different networks. We have 2. We have like 5 or 6 telecom companies, but half of them piggyback on one network and the other half piggyback on the other network. This goes back to when we had Bell Telephone and Rogers Cable. That's how it used to be. We had our landlines through Bell and our television through Rogers. That's what it was. And then in the 90s, like late 90s, we had Cogeco come up and they jumped onto the Rogers network. And then in the split for like when AT&T went to the States and Rogers AT&T Wireless no longer existed and it just became Rogers Wireless. Like, yeah, it's a monopoly and it sucks. And apparently the Apple News is not going to let me open that story. Yeah, Comcast, Spectrum, CenturyLink. Yep. Network update. Someone fucked about in the code. Yep. Exactly. Rogers is evil. Like, legitimately evil. We had them for a long time. And we would pay our bill. And they kept, like, we would pay our bill and they kept making it hundreds of dollars more than it should be, regardless of what we were paying. And we were like, we want you to audit our account. And they were like, no. And we were like, okay, well then we're here. Take your shit back. And they were like, well, you can't close your account with overdue or with arrears. And we're like, well, we have arrears because you won't audit the account and figure out what the fuck's going on. Take your shit back. Fuck you. basically how that went. Um, that was ridiculous. Comcast doesn't do that, but they're hello. I just heard a weird noise in my ear. That was weird. I thought Pink Hollow just popped into the stream. That was weird. Like, I just heard a really weird noise in my ear. It was very strange. I'm not sure what it was. Rogers didn't have a proper rollback plan when their rollout failed. Nope. And welcome, Metaphorist. So this story that's going to let me read. Oh, good. Okay. So yeah, that was the moronity with Rogers, and now a whole shit ton of people are switching because they basically spent yesterday bringing to life the South Park episode with the episode with Captain Hindsight and the Coon and Friends, where BP Oil was like, "We're sorry." Sorry. Like that, literally, that is what Rogers spent all day doing yesterday. Like, you're not supposed to make memes come to life, people. That's not how this works. Okay. So here we go with our disability stories. All right. So this is a Toronto Sun article. Where is the headline? Here it is. Accessibility around construction sites, horrible, disability advocate says. Well, yeah, it's a construction site. Like, I get it. It's annoying and it sucks and it, but I mean, like, it's a construction site. I don't know what you want them to do. And I feel like this article is going to read like the disabled advocate feels like able-bodied people aren't inconvenienced by construction. That's just the vibe I'm getting here. I'm I just have a sneaking suspicion that this is how this is going to read. Alamo Gulf Citizen. Welcome. While I was with Rock Island, we didn't have any rollout fails, but we did have a tech drop the main class. Oh, you had somebody drop a switch on its face? Oh, God. That can't be good. Dropping any kind of technological equipment on any type of anything is just not a good idea. Don't drop your tech if you can help it. That is a thing that my son learned this morning. His new tablet already has a giant crack in the screen. Trying to navigate through Toronto's many construction sites is terrifying, an advocate on behalf of people with disabilities says. I wouldn't call it terrifying. I would call it inconvenient and annoying, but I definitely wouldn't call it terrifying. But that's just me. And I tend to save the word terrifying for things that are actually terrifying. But David Lebowski is, if you search him on Twitter, you'll see the kind of person he is. I'm familiar with this guy. I've seen his quote advocacy. He's a keyboard warrior. He and his philosophy to get Ontario or accessibility for Ontarians with disabilities compliance is to shame and bully businesses into complying instead of, educating and advocating through positivity and common decency and courtesy. He's just like, I know, let's go and shame and bully this business and lambaste them on Twitter and post their pictures everywhere and let everybody know what a piece of shit business they are and make everybody think they hate disabled people. That's his style. So for him to say it's terrifying, I'm not very surprised. David Lebowski, chair of the AODA Alliance, says the expanding boom in housing and transportation projects expected in the city must take into account the needs of all those trying to make their way safely through the maze of construction. Okay, how? How do you propose that an inherently messy, cluttered job be accessible to everyone? How do you propose that without making the job cost an extra $5 million? I'll wait. Thank you. Hi, Elwin. Thank you. I can't believe I got to round 3 of pools. I thought I was going to be out like first thing. When Rattlehead posts the tournament, I'll tag you in it, and then you can see my set on stream, the first one I played. Why is my voice like this? I have not talked for since Bencala left at like 3. What the fuck? Okay. I'm not saying they're doing nothing. I'm just saying whatever they're doing is haphazard. And from the point of view of from the point of view of us with disabilities is horrible, Lebowski told the Toronto Sun on Saturday. But the bottom line is that our city has become a less accessible, more dangerous place for us just to walk around. Fuck you. Want to come here? Like, seriously. Shut the fuck up. Do you know how many more audible intersections you have? You fucking dropped curbs for wheelchair access. Do you realize how much longer the TTC has had spoken stop announcements than my region? Do you realize that 5 years ago, my city thought 10% of intersections having audible lights was good? So kindly go fuck yourself with your Toronto is less accessible and super dangerous bullshit. Because where I'm standing, your city is like much more accessible. Like, yeah, it's more spread out and shit, and you've got those dumb sidewalk cafes. But fuck, man, come on. This is what I mean. And he is acting like, there aren't sighted, able-bodied, non-wheelchair using people that don't, or that have trouble with construction sites, that there aren't people who drive that get fucking nails in their tires and have to go spend money getting a tire replaced because of construction sites. Oh, but you don't care about that because the tire's not a wheelchair tire, right? It only counts if it's a wheelchair tire. Fuck. Mr. Scott! Yeah, see, this is another reason why I'm going to Twitch. Because Twitch actually notifies their freaking content creators' followers when they're live. Ring that shame bell on them. Yeah, man, welcome. So if everyone in here has a Twitch account and they have not followed me, it's blind_press. That's the account you're going to want to follow in Twitch. Or if you would like to, you could even subscribe. Okay. A new report to go before the City of Toronto's Executive Committee addresses what staff acknowledges is a disproportionate impact of construction on pedestrians and people with disabilities. Okay, yes, absolutely. But the way this is worded is like, it's very hyperbolic. Provincial legislation requires that accessible routes, when sidewalks are destroyed or disrupted, the report said. A permit from the city is needed if the plan is to disrupt the right-of-way, whether it be a project by the city, utility companies, private developers, or Metrolinx, the report says. Metrolinx being the damn light rail bullshit. Yep. Thank you, Keith. Can confirm I have a metric fuck ton of emails from people starting streaming. Yep. Yeah, that's why I'm going over to Twitch, because they notify their content creators audience. It's yeah. So yeah, like the construction stuff is a big problem, but we have to approach things like this with calm and cool heads as advocates. We can't, this is horrible. Oh my God, it's terrifying. We have to, like, when there's something that's inaccessible that my orientation and mobility instructor and I run into, we document it. Like, we take picture and video and we send it to the appropriate person with like a calmly phrased email or maybe a phone call if my instructor has their contact information. And we're calmly like, hey, this is the problem. Is there a way that this can be fixed, like, now, please? And do you know what the answer is about 95% of the time when we act like that? Oh yeah, sure, of course. What? And then the next question is, what solution do you think we should do? Do you have like an idea? Oh, well, yes, we do. How about this, this, and this? Oh, well, that could work. Here, let me go and speak to city planning. Okay, yes, no, that works. It will be done in this amount of time. That is how you get shit done. You don't act like a fucking crazy person. Oh, this is horrible. It's terrifying. On behalf of all disabled people, we're all shaking in our wheelchairs and 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 orthopedic shoes, and we can barely hold on to our canes because we're so scared. Fuck you. You might be scared. The rest of us are just inconvenienced and are trying to calmly get things solved. And most of us are getting things done because we're not acting like an insane person. Isn't that amazing? It is not possible to proactively inspect every project. Of course not. But the city has and will continue to take measures to improve the quality and consistency of outcomes for pedestrians with disabilities, the report said. Well, what more can you ask for? Like, there's the record. Yeah, we understand. We're trying. It's construction. Like, that's like yelling that the new house that's being built for you isn't accessible when it's not done yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, of course it's not accessible. The fucking stairs aren't in yet. There's no floor. There aren't any walls. Of course, we can't even think about lowering the kitchen cabinets yet, you moron. Like, why are we? Oh my god. I'm just trying to find a way to get to the drugstore for my meds and possibly a coffee. They ran out of sidewalks, so they have to walk on the road. Ugh. It's inconvenient, but I figure it out. Yeah. I've had to walk on the road. It sucks, but I'm not like crying and like, and I got hit by a fucking car before when I was crossing the street and I had the right of way. So if anyone has a right to be scared about walking on the road, it's me, and I still do it when I have to. Cuz it's life. Oh. Why are people so annoying? For instance, city engineering and construction services recently provided training to nearly 250 staff members, including project managers, construction managers, and what else? Hold on, I missed it. Screw it. Oh yeah, this is, and of course it's focusing on Toronto, because Toronto. And our last story, this is going to be kind of a short stream because well, what time is it? 12:03. I'll try to go as far. I'm losing my voice. That's the problem. And I have no idea why, because I haven't even been talking. So apparently, a woman was told that a Via Rail train would be accessible for her and her grandparents, but it apparently wasn't. And so they had to like stop their trip or something. Now, I'm not sure why, because Via Rail is usually really good about that stuff. So let's take a look here. Via Rail is the Canadian passenger train company. I love Via Rail. Let's see here. Via said the train would be accessible. It wasn't. So an Ontario woman and grandparents canceled their trip. Hazel and Ken Luce. All right. Hazel Luce, 85. Oh, it's a picture. Sorry. For a year, Brittany Prudhomme had been planning to travel this summer by train with her grandparents, Hazel and Ken, from Ingersoll, Ontario to Miramichi, New Brunswick to visit family. Oh, that sounds like a fun trip. That sounds like a really fun trip, actually. The couple used walkers, so Prudhomme had called Via in advance to ensure the train was accessible. Despite assurances from the railway, it wasn't. Did you do the thing you're supposed to do as a person traveling with disabled people, and even though you booked your tickets as a disabled passenger, did you call ahead the day of your fucking train trip? Did you come to the station half an hour early and go to the counter and say, "Hey, I need the special lifts for my grandparents"? Because that's what you do. It's not hard. It's really, really not hard. Okay, let's carry on. Quote, I had called and made sure everything was accessible, talked about accessible bathrooms, made sure we had wheelchairs when we got to some of the bigger locations, said Prudhomme, 27, of Chelmsford, Ontario. Okay. Did you do all of that on the day of your reservation, or did you do that closer to your trip? Because Via always says when you make your reservation as a disabled passenger, to make sure that you call ahead closer to your trip and show up earlier on the day of your trip, just in case, to make sure, just in case if things weren't noted down on your reservation file. Did you do any of that? We got there. We were waiting, and the train arrived, and there were about 5 steep steps. Yeah. And you know what else could have been a thing? The conductors could have helped lift the walkers up and then lift your grandparents up or assist your grandparents up, and then they could have called ahead to the next station to ensure that a lift was there. I saw it happen with somebody in a wheelchair last time I was on a train ride, a year ago. Why did you not do any of these things? To know that we still aren't an accessible country is extremely disturbing to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where the fuck do you think you live again? Do you have any idea how there were so many things for you to have done to make sure that this was accessible? The onus is on you as the traveler with the disabled grandparents traveling with you. Or if you are the disabled traveler yourself, it's the onus on you as the disabled traveler to not only make those statements when you make your reservation, but to call like a week before your trip, and then to get there at least half an hour before your trip the day of. And then if it still isn't If the lift still isn't there and the steps are still the problem. By the way, they also have ramps and stuff that they are able to put down. I've seen those too. They can, like, there are so many options. And you're sitting there going, "Oh, we're not in an accessible country." Bitch, would you like to go live somewhere else that's less accessible to see the difference? Like, oh my God. I hate, I hate when people in Western countries say wholesale that our country is not accessible. Are there parts of it that still need work? Yes. Is it wholesale inaccessible? No. Like, oh my God, I fucking hate when people do this. I'm in a wheelchair and I know about incessantly stupid disabled people. Oh. If I go somewhere like the CNE, etc., I have to take precautions in case I have a seizure. It's not on the staff to take care of me. No. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Canada one of the most disability accessible countries? It's up there. Accessible doesn't mean everyone needs to be able to read your mind. Ask the staff for help. Yep. Always, always double and triple check. Yes. Be glad you're not being killed for your disability. Exactly. Like, there are countries where if you pop out of your mommy's pussy and you're disabled, goodbye. Goodbye, baby. So, like, and I guarantee you, Hazel and Ken do not use walkers because they've always used walkers. They use walkers because they're seniors. So for this granddaughter to be like, this country's not accessible. You know what? Shut up. Your grandparents are seniors. They're not disabled. Okay? There's a fucking difference. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That is insanely stupid. Just, oh my God, just because we have disabilities doesn't mean we aren't adults. Exactly. Personal responsibility is a beautiful thing. Yep. 50 years ago, I would have been carted off to an institution, and I know it. Yep. Had I survived what I caught when I was a baby, I would have been sent to one of those blind schools. Like, that wouldn't, there wouldn't have been an option for me to attend public school. It would have just been like, nope, you're going to the blind school. And back then, blind schools were not teaching you independent living skills and shit. Trust me, they were not. Are you trying blindpress.net, Mr. Scott? Try blindpress.net. I may have to fix Streamlabs, but try blindpress.net. Yep. Um, I will check it out and see what's going on. I may have to just switch to Stream Elements, honestly. Oh my goodness. Ugh. My throat is going. So, guys, I think I'm going to cut it short because my throat is going to shit. But go give blind_press a follow on Twitch. I will be starting to stream the coffee stream over there on Monday night. I might do a test stream with Twitch Studio tomorrow because you can actually stream straight from there. So I may do a test stream using Twitch Studio tomorrow just to see how it works. But other than that, I will be back on Monday with the coffee stream. And I'm probably going to I might do a Beat the Blind Girl with Mortal Kombat on Tuesday, but I will be picking up King of Fighters at some point and learning that game for Beat the Blind Girl. So that will be coming as well on Twitch. And we will be looking at a new day for the Star Trek stream because Functional's War Hamster group moved to Saturday. So we are going to have to figure out a different day and time for Star Trek. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for watching. Remember, videos will still be posted up on YouTube. Streams will be starting on Twitch on Monday for sure, possibly tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on Twitch. And stay tuned for my Don't Breathe 2 movie review. I watched it finally. All right. Bye, guys.